down here, and then a navigation item. Alright, so let's close everything out, and we're going to now work on the posts, okay, our blog posts. So let's create a controller. We'll say new file, and we're going to save it as posts.php. Alright, and then let's just copy this, our new file, posts, okay, our blog post out, and we're going to now work on the posts, okay, our blog posts. So let's create a controller. We'll say new file, and we're going to save it as posts.php. Alright, and then let's just copy this, our pages controller, paste that in, and let's just do an index function first. Okay, we'll get rid of this, and then let's use controller.php. Alright, and then let's just copy this, our pages controller, paste that in, and let's just do an index function first. Okay, we'll get rid of this parameter, we'll get rid of this, and we'll keep a title first. Okay, we'll get rid of this parameter, we'll get rid of this, and we'll keep a title. Let's just say latest posts. And we want the header and footer to show, and so we're going to change this to posts/index. Alright, so let's save that, and then we'll go to our views, and we're going to create a folder called posts. Alright, so let's save that, and then we'll go to our views, and we're going to create a folder called posts, and let's create a file here called index.php, and let's create a file called posts, and let's create a file here called index.php. And we just want the title just like we have with the pages, so we'll grab that and let's put that in there. We'll save it, and let's see. Oh, this still says pages. That should say posts. All right, and then what we want to do is add a route. So let's go to config routes, and we're going to say up at the top here, route posts, and we want to set that to posts/index. Okay, so now if we go to /posts, we get our index view. Now, before we go any further, because we need to create a model, we need a database table for our posts. So I'm going to go to localhost/phpMyAdmin, and we're going to create a database for this application, and we'll call it CI blog. Call it CI blog. Alright, and let's create a table called posts. And I don't know, we'll choose 6 columns. Alright, so we're going to put an ID. Which will be called posts, and I don't know, we'll choose 6 columns. Alright, so we're going to put an ID, which will be an int, and that's going to be the primary key. We also want to set it to auto increment. And then we'll have a title, which will be a varchar. choose 6 columns. Alright, so we're going to put an ID, which will be an int, and that's going to be the primary key. We also want to set it to auto increment, and then we'll have a title, which will be a varchar. We'll say 255. We're going to have a slug, which will be basically a URL version of the title. So we're going to, which will be 55. We're going to have a slug, which will be basically a URL version of the title. So we're going to set that to varchar, and let's have a body. Actually, that's what that, we'll set that to text. Let's have I can't remember if CodeIgniter actually puts a timestamp on it. I don't think so. So let's say created at. We'll set that to timestamp, and we want to set the default to current timestamp. So let's go ahead and just use that for now. Okay, we'll say save, and now we have a post. Let's go ahead and just use that for now. Okay, we'll say save. And now we have a post table. So now we're going to go back and we're going to create a model. So inside models, let's say new file, and let's see, and we're going to create a model. So now we have a post table. So now we're going to go back and we're going to create a model. So inside models, let's say new file, and let's save it as, let's see, we want to save it as post post underscore model dot php. Alright, and let's add the class. So class post underscore model, and we want to say extends ci underscore model, and let's create a constructor. So public function double underscore construct, and we want to load the database. Okay, we want to load the database libraries. So let's say this load database. Alright, and we'll save that. Let's make sure our application still works. Let's make sure our application still works. Alright, and we'll save that. Let's make sure our application still works. Now let's go back to the post controller. I'm sorry, not the post controller. We still want to be in the model. And we want to create a get. I'm sorry, not the post controller. We still want to be in the model. And we want to create a get posts method. So let's say public function get underscore posts. Alright, and that's going to get passed. We're going to say slug, and we're going to set that to false as default. Alright, and then let's check for the slug. If slug is equal to false, then we want to say query equals, and then we're using active model here in CodeIgniter, so we're going to say this db get, and we want to get posts, and then let's say return query result underscore array. Alright, and then under the if statement, we want to do it as if there is a slug passed in. Okay, so then we can say query equals this. We want this same thing, except we want to pass in, actually let's do get underscore where, and then we want to pass in a second parameter here, which will be an array, and we want to say slug and point that to the variable slug that's passed in. Okay, and then we want want to return the same thing. Let's copy this. Okay. Except for this, we're going to say row array. All right, let's save that. We'll go back to our controller and let's see, inside index here, what we're going to do is we're going to add to that data array. Okay, we want to add data posts, and let's see, we want to set that to this. Post underscore model, and then we want to call get underscore posts. Alright, so let's see what that does for us. Okay, so no errors, which is a good sign. Let me just change the name of this model just to see if it throws an error. Okay, so no errors, which is a good sign. Let me just change the name of this model just to see if it throws an error. No, it's not. Because we do need to load the model, so let's go to config and then auto load, and go down to where the models are. And because we do need to load the model, so let's go to config and then auto load, and go down to where the models are. Right here, and we're gonna say, we're gonna pass in here post underscore model. Okay, we'll save that, and then let's go back to the controller. And I want to just do a print R of this to see if it's actually getting the data. Oh, we need to go to slash posts. Alright, so undefined property post model. We need to go to slash posts. Alright, so undefined property post model. Let's see. This post model get posts. And it should be getting loaded from here. Oh, do we have to do that? Oh, alternative model name. Oh, we don't have to do that. So that should be loading, so I'm not sure why it's saying undefined property post model. Oh, maybe this has to be a lowercase. Yeah, that was it. All right. So no database selected. Oh, we didn't configure the database. So if we go to config database, and this is really easy, we just want to put in our information. I'm using the root user with a password, and then the database is CI blog. There we go. All right, now this is, there we go. Is CI blog. Root user, put in our config database, and this is really easy, we just want to put in our information. I'm using the root user with a password, and then the database is CI blog. There we go. All right, now this is the what that print R is outputting, an empty array, which is fine because we don't have any posts yet. So what I'm going to do is go to phpMyAdmin and go to insert, and let's just put in some data here. So we'll say post 1. For the slug, I'm just going to do post -1. And then the body, let's grab some data from Lipsum. And we'll just grab that. And let's paste that in there. Okay, we'll do another grab. that from Lipsum and we'll just grab that, and let's paste that in there. Okay, we'll do another post, say post 2. Okay, body. Oops. Alright, so let's oops. Alright, so let's say go. And now we have 2 posts. If we go back and reload, there we go. So we know that we're taking the posts out from the database. Alright, so let's go back to our controller and get rid of that. And now we know that we're passing that post along in this data variable. We should have access to it with the post variable. So let's go to our view, our index view, and what we want to do is loop through it using the for each loop. So we'll say PHP for each. I'm going to use the shorthand syntax here. So we're going to say for each posts as post. I'm going to say for each posts as post. And then down here, let's end it. Down here as post. And then down here, let's end it. Okay, and then let's put an H3. This will be where the title goes, so we should be able to do, let's see, PHP echo post title. And then under that, we want to do the body. And let's also have the date. So we'll put small tags in right here. And let's say posted on, and then we want to echo, and I think we called it created at. Let's try that. Alright, so now we're able to echo out. Let's try that. Alright. So now we're able to echo out the post information. Why is that? Let's put a line break there. Alright, and for the date, I'm just going to wrap that. Let's give it a class here, and we'll just say post date. Now I want to be able to add custom CSS. So let's create a CSS file, and we're going to put that in the, we don't have an assets folder. So let's create a folder in the root, or not file, folder, and we'll call it assets. And inside there we'll create a folder called CSS. Then we'll create a, inside there we'll create a folder called CSS. Then we'll create a file called style.css. Alright, and then just to test things out, let's say body display none. Alright, and then we're going to include that in our header. So let's go to templates header, and we'll templates header. So let's go to display none. Alright, and then we're going to include that in our header. So let's go to templates header. And we'll go right here. And then I don't think we'll be able to just say assets slash CSS style.css. Let's try it though. No. Localhost assets. CSS. Let's try it though. No. CSS. Localhost. Let's see. All right, so that. So what if we do base URL? Let's try that. All right. All right, so that works. So now we can get rid of that style. And let's say post date. And we're going to give this a background of light gray, and then add some padding, margin, and let's reload, padding of light gray, and then add some padding, margin, and let's reload. And let's reload. Let's see. Let's display it as block. And the margin, I only want to be on the top and bottom. There we go. I want to be on the top and bottom. There we go. All right, so now we have our post coming from the database into our application. So let's add a link to this page in the navigation. So we'll go to header, and let's copy this Okay, we'll call this blog, and let's set it to go to /posts. Okay. To go to /posts. Okay, so now we have a link going to our blog. And that has double slashes. About does too. So apparently when we use base URL, that gives us the slash. We don't need to add an extra one. Alright, and then for the navbar brand, we want to put the base URL in there as well. Alright, so far so good. Alright, so far so good. Now we want to be able to click on a link and have it bring us to the actual post page. So in the index PHP for the posts, we're going to add under the body a paragraph, and let's put a link. Okay, so this is going to go, I'm going to say PHP echo site underscore URL, and in here we're going to put /posts. Let's see, /posts, and bear with me here, I'm just trying to figure this out. Post. Okay, so we want posts, and we want the slug, so let's put that there. Posts, and bear with me here, I'm just trying to figure this out. Post. Okay, so we want posts, and we want the slug, so let's put that there. Oops. So posts. Slug. And I think that should do it. And for the text, we'll say read more. And if we hover over it, it goes, oh, we didn't put the slash. And if we hover over it, so post slug. And I think that should do it. And for the text, we'll say read more. And if we hover over it, read more. And if we hover over it, it goes, oh, we didn't put the slash. Like that. Alright. So takes us to post slash and then the slug. So that's what we want. Let's format this a little. So takes us to post slash and then the slug. Alright. It goes, oh, we didn't put the slash. And if we hover over it, it goes, oh, we didn't put the slash. Like that. Alright. So takes us to post slash and then the slug. So that's what we want. Let's format this a little bit. We'll give this link a class of btn and btn default. Okay, let's also put a line break. Whoop. Put another line break. btn and btn default. Link. Okay, so this is gonna go, let me say PHP echo site underscore URL, and in here we're going to put slash posts. Let's see, slash posts, and bear with me here, I'm just trying to figure. Okay, so we want posts and we want the slug. So if we hover over it, so it takes us to post slash and then the slug. So that's what we want. Let's format this a little bit. We'll give this link a class of btn. And btn default. Okay, let's also put a line break. Okay, and default. A class btn and btn default. Okay, let's also put a line break. Whoop. Put another line break. Okay, so now let's make this work. Alright, so we're going to go to our post controller and let's create a view method. And this is going to work similar to our pages view method. It's going to take in a slug, which by default we're going to say null. Alright, and then we're going to create a data variable or a data item, and let's call it post, and let's set that to this post model get underscore posts, and that's going to take in the slug. Okay, and then we're going to check to see if that's empty or not. So we're going to say if empty data posts, then we want to show a 404. Alright, and then after that, let's put data title. And we want to set that to the post title. So let's do data post and title. Okay, then we want to load up our views. Let's copy that. We want the header and the footer, and then we want to load up post/view and pass in the data. So let's save that. And then in the posts folder inside view, we want to load up posts, copy that. We want the header and the footer, and then we want to load up post/view and pass in the data. So let's save that and pass in the data. So let's save that. And then in the posts folder inside views, we're going to create a new file. Save it as view.php. Alright, and then in there, view folder inside views, we're going to create a new file. Save it as view.php. Alright, and then in there, let's put an h2, and we want the title here. So PHP echo post title, and then under that we want the body. Let's actually put that in a div class of post body. Alright, and then we can say PHP echo post body. Alright, let's also put the date. So just like we did in the index view, where's that? I'm going to grab it in the index view. Where's that? I'm going to grab this small tag. And that'll go right here. Hey guys, welcome to another freestyle coding video. There we go. Under that we want the body here, and that'll go right here. Alright, so that's not going to work yet. We need to go to our routes, and just like we did here with the pages, let me just grab this. I'm going to put this up top, and then this is not going to be just any, it's going to be posts / any, and we want that to go to posts / any. Not going to be just grab this. I'm going to put this up top, and then this is not going to be just any, it's going to be posts / any, and we want that to go to posts view and then the variable. Alright, so and then the variable. Alright, so let's save that and let's reload. Click read more. Okay, so that's still not working. Post / any equals post view. Did I save it? Did I save that? Post 2. Views. Alright guys, I found the problem. Right here we're setting it to post single, but we're checking for posts, which is empty, so it's throwing a 404. So let's get rid of that S and save and reload. And now we can get the single page. Awesome. 404. So let's get rid of that S and save and reload, and now we can get the single page. Awesome. So I think that since we can now read our posts and we can view single pages, we're going to go ahead and stop here, and we're going to continue in part 2, where I'll show you how we can add a form to actually add posts through our application. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I'll